Hammy, fresh in from the training ground, fresh day out there as well. How's everyone looking?
Very windy, but no, everybody's all right. Obviously, turnaround in games. I know people say, well, you've had plenty of days, but obviously we played Monday and then the Saturday and Tuesday, so a little bit of a turnaround. Worked on a few things that we want to take in tomorrow night, but everybody's come through it unscathed, which is obviously good news.
And what was the big message in the meeting this morning after the draw at Lincoln on Saturday?
I think just to be a little bit more clinical at final third and take a little bit more risk and a few more opportunities. I thought from 18 to 18 we were in control of the game really. Fair play to Lincoln, they hit us on counter-attack a couple of times and were quite brave with the way they went about it. But I thought that certainly after half time for that 15-minute spell we looked really threatening and I thought a goal were coming. So we're disappointed not to come away with 3 points, but I think we'll probably look back and think we got a little bit fortunate with the point with some of the opportunities that they missed.
How much does it say about the progress that you've made that you can look on a point away at a top half team as a disappointment in a way?
Well, we go into every game to win, so I won't say there's like we've come a long way. We want to win games of football, so we were disappointed initially. Obviously, emotionally, you get involved in the game, so we watch it back obviously a couple of times Sunday, all of us, and then reassess how we thought it went. And as I've just said, I thought we controlled a lot of the ball from 18 to 18 without really having a killer touch. And as I said, we got caught a couple of times on counter, but we were still disappointed to not go there and take 3 points. And we felt that had we been at our best, we would have done that, and that's probably the disappointing thing.
Quick turnaround to Reading on Tuesday night, as you mentioned. Ask you about Reading, the football team first. What do you make of them? Scoring goals doesn't look to be an issue for them.
It's a really difficult one to answer because up until the last probably 9-10 games, they've really struggled, obviously for obvious reasons. But if you look at the team on paper, if you look at the last few results, I think we've got like 10 points in our last 5 games and they've got 8. So there's not a lot of difference in it. They've picked up. We know obviously a lot of the players. We've had Lewis Wing before, who's a great lad, can score a goal, scored against us for Wickham last year. Sam Smith up front, Harvey Nibbs, obviously Holmes at the back who sold to Luton. So they've got a lot of good EFL League One, arguably Championship players who've done it at that level. So it's going to be a difficult game for us, but we feel again, big pitch probably will suit us. As away record's been good. I think for obvious reasons, the fact that teams come and get at us a little bit more and might leave the back door open a little bit, and we've taken advantage of that. So it'd be a really good game, but I think it'll be a game that if you actually look at on paper with Reading, they're a good team. They're ranked really high for out of possession, the press high, they want to win the ball back. A manager who's obviously worked in Premier League, albeit a short period, but has done it at an high level. So it'll be a tough game, but one that we're looking forward to.
It's sort of impossible to talk about Reading without mentioning everything else that's happening to the club off the field. How much sympathy do you have with Ruben Sellers, the manager, and the players and the staff with what they're having to deal with?
Well, I think you have to have huge sympathy, and I think you have to have it because, like, you've seen it here. And as a football man, first and foremost, without my Derby County hat on, you don't want to see any club go out of business. You don't want to see supporters who live and breathe it, who take all the family, who that's what they live for. And we've experienced that as a club in recent times. So you don't want to see any club suffering. You don't want to see any club in administration or points deducted. However, sometimes these things happen. You'd like to think that they can get through it, and I'm sure, obviously, you've seen the supporters have voiced their opinion, but you've seen how much it means to them. But I just think, obviously speaking purely from a derby, it has to be in a controlled environment. We all want to turn up there tomorrow night and see a game of football, and I know we're taking a lot of fans, and I'd like to think that they as fans want to see a game of football. I understand all the stuff away from it. Well, I don't understand it because I don't know enough about it, but like try and keep that for before and after game. I think let 2 teams go out and try and battle for 3 points, and for me that's what football's all about.
And from a derby perspective, a win would take you into the top 2. How much of a carrot is that for the players?
Massive, because that's where we want to be. We want to be in top 2, so it's a good opportunity. As I say, I think this point on Saturday will look much better if we can get 3 points tomorrow night. But it's going to be tough. Look, I know, like, you're probably fed up with it, and fans probably listen to this going, here they go again. But every game's tough, and I also think there's a there's a prize on Derby's head just because it's size at club and where they've been and what they've been through. So I do think that teams want to put on a show and want to entertain probably a little bit more than potentially they might do against other teams, but that's something that playing for a big club you have to deal with.